Welcome back to the Hot Spot with Cameron. And today we're going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens against the Buffalo Bills and how that game and those two quarterbacks, one and two, is going to determine one, the MVP, but then also it's going to determine who is going to go on to play the Chiefs. And this is a legacy game. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on uh, a Baltimore fan that's been all over Maryland. You know, it's his stomping ground. And I've known this guy for a pretty long time. Watched him play football, watched him run the ball hard, you know, real intense guy in reference to football. He knows his NFL, he knows his football. So I'm going to bring him on right now and introduce him. This is Zoe. Welcome to the show, Zoe.
Hey, I appreciate you, boss. How you doing? Appreciate you having me.
All right now, all right now. Hey, hold on one moment. Oh, there you go. There you go.
There it is. There
Okay.
it is.
So,
So, boss.
welcome to the show. Welcome to the
Objection.
show. Um, so the first thing I want to talk to you about is where do you think the keys are for Baltimore to make a real run at this Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, well, appreciate you having me first and foremost. Appreciate you having me on, man.
Thank
Definitely
you for being on the
pleasure,
show
man.
again.
Absolutely, brother. But I think the main thing is just sticking to our game plan. I think the main thing for us is just sticking to that ground game. Make sure we giving Derrick Henry the ball. I think in previous year, I want to say last year, we weren't giving him the ball as much as we should have. And I think that is the key to not all, I want to, I'm going week by week. So, I mean, definitely to stop the Bills, I feel like we got to stick to that run game, limit Josh Allen being on the field, and just stop that home run balls. We don't need no home run balls secure behind the defense. Things that put us in the space of catching up and have to catch up during the game. So as long as everybody's firing all cylinders, doing what they're supposed to do, and giving Derrick Henry the ball and letting him do his thing, I think first time we played 199 yards. So I mean, he was doing his thing, man. So as long as we can keep doing that, we're gonna know they're gonna try to neutralize the run, but at the same time, just keep pounding the ball. Man, it's cold outside. I think it'd be like what 9 degree, feel like 9 out there this Sunday. So I mean, just pound the ball. Nobody want to tackle Derrick Henry at all.
Yeah, nobody wants to tackle Derrick Henry. I,
Yeah,
I, I know he went for 199 yards, but then also the Buffalo Bills. I know that they didn't have all of their main tacklers at that time. You know what I'm saying? I know that they added back. You know what I'm saying? Matt Milano. They also added back another linebacker in Terrell Bernard and
mhm.
also in Tyron Johnson. What do
Yes.
you think about that when these guys are going to be trying to win up front? What do you think is going to happen in that since they're a different defense from the time you guys pulled out that 35-10 win?
Absolutely. Well, I think it's big. I think protecting Lamar Jackson will be the biggest thing. Those beefy guys on the line, they got to step up and do what they're supposed to do. Um, and just stopping them. I think we might have to use our tight ends more for blocking this game. Likely and Andrews might have to use them blocking because they're going to be coming off the edges. They're going to try to contain them with Milano as a spy for Lamar Jackson. So as
Mm-hmm.
long as we're doing what we're supposed to do, neutralizing everything, like I said, not killing ourselves with penalties, we should be just fine. But like I said, they're a talented defense. All credit to them. I mean, they shut Bo Nix down, but you got to think Bo Nix is not Lamar Jackson. So they definitely have a lot on their hands, and I think more than anything, I think as long as we stick to the script, run the ball hard, um, coaches are calling the right plays, we should be good to go.
Mm-hmm. So you did. So you did talk about, you know, what I'm saying the penalties and stuff like that.
Yes.
Um, you guys do have a left tackle that has a little tendency in Ronnie Staley of false starts, you know, a little bit of holding. What do you think about that? Like I said, with winning up front, you know, winning in the trenches, trying to control that line of scrimmage.
Mhm. I think, like I said, he's a veteran. He's one of our vets, one of our leaders on the team. So we expect him to step up and do what he's supposed to do, handle business when, especially in this game. It's not a wide margin of error. We can't have a wide margin. We don't have a wide margin of error against the Buffalo Bills. We have to do what we're supposed to do. We're going against a MVP runner. It's going to be Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. I think whatever team makes the less mistakes wins the game. So, like I said, I mean, they just got to do what they're supposed to do. Um, Ronnie Stanley definitely has a tendency to get those penalties, but I mean, he has to stay disciplined. And it goes back to just what I said previously, just having those tight ends blocking good for us on that edge. Maybe just shifting the block, boom. And if they come off the edge, just throw it right there to Andrews, throw it right there to Likely. Just let them take it up the field.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that acquisition of Likely, I really liked that earlier in the season where he was doing a lot of different things. But then also, this is playoff football. So do you feel like that linebacking core for the Buffalo Bills is gonna be an issue? I mean, you guys ran all over them the first game,
Yes.
basically. I mean, you
Mhm.
guys had Derrick Henry, like you said, for 199, but then you also had another running back. What was his name again?
Justice Hill,
Yeah, and he
78.
was going crazy as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
didn't he have about 70 yards, something like that
Yep,
as well in a
78 in a
touchdown?
touchdown. Yep, 78 in a touchdown. The first meeting that we had. So definitely a vital piece in our offense. Third down back can catch the ball up the backfield. Um, Vital. Like I said, Derrick Henry is just to pound it in, pound it down their throat. And Justice Hill's the speedy guy, the shifty guy that can go ahead and get out the backfield, get a dump down and take it up the field. Using his speed. So definitely we're gonna need both those guys this week to go ahead and do what we need to do.
All right, and that's the thing. With Lamar, I feel like he's having the best passing year of his career, especially with Derrick Henry in the backfield and also Hill. But then he still runs the ball. I mean, he still had over what 600, 700 yards rushing. But
Mhm.
then his output as a passer uh, was the best, I think, of his career. Um,
That's-
can you attribute that to Zay Flowers, and how is he doing right now?
I think as a collective, I think Zay Flowers, hopefully we're back. It's questionable right now with his knee injury. Hopefully we do get him back because I mean that's the shifty guy, that's that playmaker guy that we need. Just to catch that ball, catching those slants, getting shifty with it, catching it in space, getting shifty, and go ahead beating this guy and getting up the field. We need that. Um, Now, hopefully his knee is good to go. I
Mhm.
think it was no structural damage when they did the testing, so I think he should be good to go. But I mean, if he's not, then I know Bateman will step up. Is what he's been doing. All season. Just a good season for Bateman. I think Bateman was the main thing. We didn't know what his role was in the offense. I mean, he wasn't catching balls. He wasn't really efficient. His route running was a little suspect as well. So now that he's getting his route running together and he's becoming a vital piece for us, especially with Zay Flowers out last week and catching that touchdown, those are things that we need. We have a bunch of weapons for him. It's and pick your poison. We got Zay Flowers, we got Bateman, we got the two tight ends, we got Justice Hill, the backfield, Derrick Henry, and Lamar Jackson, which is the playmaker himself.
Mhm.
So it's all gonna come down to who makes the less mistakes. It's great Buffalo team. Hats off to Josh Allen and doing what he needs to do, being great as he always been. But like I said, I don't want the Ravens to go into this thinking that it's an easy game. I mean, it's 35-10 first meeting. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a smaller margin of victory this week for the Ravens.
Mhm. And so, speaking of Josh Allen, what do you think some of the keys are to limit his abilities? His running and his playmaking ability outside of the pocket, possibly stepping up in the pocket and making plays. What do you think? What do you think the keys are for hindering him, and also the running back or the running core and the receiving core for Baltimore or the
Absolutely.
tight ends?
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, I think just limiting Josh Allen from running. We don't want him to getting out that pocket and he's gonna do what he's gonna do. But if we can limit that the most, and I think that's one of the keys that I said, keep Josh Allen off the field. because
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen's a beast. He's gonna get that ball out. He can throw it to Shakir. He can throw it to Amari Cooper. He can throw it to Keon Coleman. He can throw it to, his tight ends. Dawson Knox is a short catch. Kincaid is a young guy that can catch it and go up the field. And then James Cook is their guy, catching it
Mm-hmm.
out the backfield, running the ball hard. So it starts with just neutralizing the run, which we do. We run at the top. Rush defenses in the league. So, neutralizing James Cook from doing what he does, but we got to be ready to fly around the field. Marlon
Mm-hmm.
Humphreys is going to get a lot of one-on-ones. Um, we're going to get Kyle Hamilton has to have a good game. The other guys, the supporting cast has a good game, but I mean, Roquan is also another name that has to have a good game, be able to go sideline to sideline because them guys going to be flying.
Mm-hmm.
Empty sets. Roquan Smith has to be able to keep up with those receivers.
I think that's a real key for your defense, being able to bottle Josh Allen in and control that sideline to sideline. I think your linebackers are going to have to be able to be quick sideline to sideline and control those edges, like
Mhm.
your defensive tackles, your defensive ends. I think your outside linebackers. Uh, 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 did you guys blitz him a lot in the first game?
I want to say it was kind of. I don't want to say we blitzed a lot. It was more a balanced attack. A balanced attack for him. I think we neutralized that pass. Um, James Cook, we neutralized the run. We just did an all around good job of just neutralizing that. We held him to 10 points. Holding Josh Allen 10 points. I mean, that's good. Given that's
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen. So as long as we could come through with the same intensity, just stopping it, getting him off the field, three and outs. Like I said, keep him off the field, and then once we get
Mm-hmm.
the ball, run the ball, drain the clock. Clock management is going to be very good. Has to be very good this week. He
I
has to
was
do
about
what he
to
has to
ask you
do.
about that because you did. You
Yes.
mentioned running the ball, pounding the rock. Is that something that you think that they're going to emphasize on as opposed to letting Lamar pass all over the field and try and make plays with his feet and his arm?
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to try to do. I think they're going to try to bracket. They're going to blitz him. They're going to try to get him off his square and
Pivot.
and make a play. Make a play.
Uh
I
huh.
think that's one of the biggest things for us in these previous years as a Raven fan. We know when you get to that big game, it's like what we do. It's just they throw blitzes at them. They blitz them all game, get them all
Hmm.
flustered, and then if we're down a couple touchdowns, then we try to pass the ball more than we ever pass it all year. So as long as they stick to the run, stick to the ground, and pound the ball in there with Derrick Henry, let him do his thing. It's 9 degrees outside. You think somebody want to tackle Derrick Henry? Yeah, I
Right.
don't. I don't think
That's what I'm
so.
saying. They playing on the road in Highmark,
Yeah,
and I think that the weather is actually going to be a factor. So
yeah.
I see them. I mean, I think you had mentioned it before, a 5-2, like a 5-2, maybe, what I'm saying, man to man on the outside, a
Uh-huh,
little bit of help over the top.
uh-huh,
Um, covering blanketing, wide not wide receivers, but tight ends with linebackers,
uh-huh,
spying Lamar. Like, are you concerned about what the Buffalo defense can do? Because they are one of the higher teams in turnovers. They're number one in fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. So,
uh-huh,
I mean, and they're the fifth or so in interceptions with 16. Like, they have
uh-huh.
32 takeaways. Are you concerned about that Buffalo defense putting Lamar into situations where he turns the ball over?
Uh-huh. I want to say, I mean, they're gonna come. They're gonna come tough. We know they're a tough team. We know they're a tough defense. But I think, like I said, it's gonna be really big on coaching as far as like the play calling for Lamar Jackson. That's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
huge. It's gonna definitely make or break us. You know what I'm saying? We got to have the right passes. We got to make sure that we're ready for that pressure because they're gonna bring pressure all game long. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
blitz all game long. I think they're gonna spy Milano probably on Lamar, kind of similar how they did Denver last week with Bo Nix, how they just kind of do that and then just keep that 5 man front. So it's gonna be tough, but as long as we can get that ball out to our playmakers, Isaiah likely can catch those tough balls. Mark Andrews is heating up, doing what he needs to do. Breaking records this year, doing what he needs to do, and our running backs, just stick to what's been winning us games, and keeping Josh Allen off the field, limiting those deep balls, getting behind the defense. So, that's something we don't want. We want to be able to get in there, handle our business, and make sure we win it in the third and fourth quarter as well. So I mean, it's gonna be an all around effort. But I mean, as far as firepower goes, I mean, we're the Ravens. We have nothing but firepower for them.
I mean, you said it, running on all cylinders. What do you think the keys are to make sure that that continues? Because of course, you know what I'm saying. I'm sure that they've geared up for you guys and marked you guys on the calendar as a possibility to play in the playoffs. And
Yes.
I'm sure that they want a little bit of get back for that week 4 stomping.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like that's the main thing. And then you got MVP, two MVP front runners.
Right.
You got Josh Allen, you got Lamar Jackson. They got something to prove.
Hmm.
Um, we're not in Baltimore. We're in Baltimore. We handle business. Now we gotta go to their house and do the same thing. So, like I said, it's gonna be a tough task. It's not gonna be a 35-10 game. I think the 1.5. I want to say,
1.5.
yeah, margin. So I mean, hey, it's gonna be a tight one. I feel like and everybody has to be firing. I think we have to make kicks as well. Justin Tucker's been struggling a little bit this year. He hasn't been as automatic as we like to see, for sure. But this is a big game. We need Justin Tucker to be making every kick that he kicks. So
Right. I mean, you hitting on Justin Tucker. How do you feel like your punting and your special teams and your kickoff and return and kickoff coverage, to give you guys a short field to play on, or do you feel like you guys have enough to win that field position battle? And how important is that?
I think that just not hold on to the ball security, making sure that we're hitting those holes. Um, making sure that we're catching those punts and taking it out. I mean, that way it doesn't get right there on the 5 yard line, and we got to play, like that against the goal line. We've had a couple mistakes with that as well when they punted deep into and good punts and just coming off of that line without getting safeties and all of that. So we got to be ready to rock and roll. I know Wallace is a threat. Anytime he touches the ball, he's been our guy. He's been our guy to do what he needs to do. Returning stuff, returning kicks. He's even catching the ball as well. Throw him in a couple receiving plays, and he's been doing his thing. So as long as Justin Tucker is making his field goals, and we're doing what we need to do on special teams, and not forcing any turnovers, and doing what we need to do to kill ourselves, I think we'd be just fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I love the fact that uh, Baltimore is a complete team. The only thing that I look at is when Lamar has been in the playoffs, it's almost been we're going to let everybody else beat us. Do you feel like this is a legacy game for him in reference to that narrative of him?
Got you. Well, I think Lamar puts pressure on himself. He should, because it's always been playoff or bust, for Lamar. He's been great all season, and then we get to the playoffs. I mean, things just doesn't go our way. I think Chiefs are. We can't look past the Bills to the Chiefs, but I feel like the Chiefs, we acquired Derrick Henry just for the Chiefs, to beat the Chiefs, to get to the Super Bowl, and hopefully play the Detroit Lions for sure. But we looking forward to that. That's gonna be fireworks, in ourselves. But we're not gonna, speak too soon for sure. But
Hmm.
yeah, I feel like we built this team to make a run in the playoffs, to win these tight games. Like I said, we have firepower. The Bills
I
have
think that
less
that's one of
firepower
y'all
than us.
keys, though. I
Yes.
think, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even if Zay Flowers plays or doesn't play, I think that that's one of your keys anyway. And I feel like that's one of the Detroit Lions' keys is moving the chains. The
Hmm.
big plays are going to come, but I think that you guys are built for cold weather, for playing outside or inside because of how strong runners, like how strong you guys are at running the football. Like you said, pounding the football, winning up front, controlling the line of scrimmage, making sure that you're getting short field and not making Lamar, even though I told you, I think that this is the best passing year that he's had. Usually he rushes more than he passes. But this
Hmm.
year, and unfortunately, I don't think he has the strongest arm. I like his arm as a professional quarterback. Don't get me wrong. But this year, I think they emphasized it a little bit more because of, the acquisition of Derrick Henry, which was a great acquisition. Probably next to Saquon Barkley, the best
Mhm.
acquisition of the year. So when you
Yes.
see that, do you think that you guys, if you do fall down, do you think you guys could play from behind with that being the narrative?
Yeah, I feel like we always can play from behind. It's all about the play calling as far as
Mm-hmm.
not just going straight to passing.
Mm-hmm.
Passing it on first down and just stick to the ground game. The
Mm-hmm.
ground game got us here. The ground game is going to win us the Super Bowl, hopefully. So just stick to the ground game. Derrick Henry
Mm-hmm.
had 199 rushing yards. Justice Hill had 78 yards and a touchdown. First time we do it. So that's something they're gonna try to neutralize. But I mean, you got to prove to us that you can stop that first. And then if they do, then we'll just pull it, boom, throw it to Likely, short catch, throw it to Flowers, throw it to Bateman, over the top, as our deep guys. So as long as we can do what we're supposed to do, and we always have Mark Andrews too as a red zone threat. So like I
Mm-hmm.
said, we just had to get it to our guys, give it to our guys, and let us go ahead and win the game. Um, like I said, no turnovers, limit penalties. The leaders have to step up and be the leaders this week. We know that. Just to get, past the Bills and get to the Chiefs if they
Mm-hmm.
if they win, against the Texans.
Right. So hey, that's right. If they win,
Yeah,
I
if they
mean, the
win.
Texans is looking really good right now.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud down there, and you know what I'm saying. I'll talk about them later. But
Yeah.
then Kyle Shanahan and Lamar have been together for some years now, and they just haven't gotten it done. Um, it's a legacy game. I mean, like you said, 1 and 2 MVP race.
Uh-huh.
Josh Allen has the same kind of narrative. Um, do you feel like the refs will play a factor? Because I know Josh Allen has the most uh, rougher pass, roughing the passer calls out of
Uh-huh.
anyone in the league right now. Plus,
Uh-huh.
matter of fact, I seen a ref come up and pat him on the head. Like, what was that? So, are you worried about
Yeah.
that?
I mean, they're at
Is
home,
there
so I
any
mean that's something.
concern there? Let me put it that way. I know
Right,
you ain't worried, but are you
right, right,
concerned
right.
that the refs might interject in a way that is detrimental to the Ravens?
I want to say that's something that they should expect. They should expect that. They should expect they're at Buffalo. They're at Orchard Park. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be, they should expect that. But we should not leave the game in the refs' hands. We need to
Never.
go out there, handle business. Stop them the way we need to stop. We need to contain Josh Allen, keep him off the field. We don't need home run ball. We just methodically drain the clock, run the ball, 2, 3 yards, first down. Get those easy 10 first down, then go to the next, go first down. Derrick Henry bust one, cool. You know what I'm saying? And we're good. We just got to play our game. I think we're ready for it. I feel like we're prepared for it. Steelers was a tough test for us. We knew that. We knew coming in. I mean, they beat us already this year. So just coming off that Steeler win, and they're one of the toughest defenses in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and some may say they're better than the Bills defense.
Well, you
You
said
know,
that. Well, the Bills, you guys did do a lot to them, to their defense, but they've retooled. But then you guys have actually retooled as well,
yes.
and they're going to see a different front or some different pieces that you guys brought in as well. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, so I feel like they're getting healthy. They're getting healthy. Like I said on defense, they're getting their guys back. We're getting our guys back. Marlon Humphreys is good, healthy. Kyle Hamilton is back out there. So, um, like I said, we need them to step up and do their thing. I think it's just limiting the mistakes on defense. And like I said, it's Josh Allen, so he's gonna be able. He has his weapons. Um, He's kind of like a Mahomes ass. He can kind of get the ball to anybody and make him look good. So we got to keep him off the field and keep that pressure on him.
Mhm.
Make sure that we're hitting those gaps hard. Make sure we're making sure tackles, not missing tackles. And I feel like the can't get any PIs, can't get any pass interferences down the field to give him a 1st and 10. We can't give that. You can't give that up because he's automatic down there in the red zone. So we
Mhm.
can't. You can't give him that. We got to keep him away from that. Limit them to field goals. But like I said, it's not gonna be a 35-10 game. It's gonna be a tough game. But with everybody back and they're healthy, we're healthy. I mean, this is grab your popcorn type of game. This is what we want. It's
Yeah,
prime
so
time.
when I
So
see,
yeah,
when
it's
I
prime
see
time.
Josh Allen, because we did face him already, and he
Yeah.
had a field day against us. And I speak to people about it all the time. That's because at the time, our linebacking core was decimated. Our secondary was still standing up. Our defensive line was trying to put pressure. I mean, we really don't put a lot of pressure on quarterbacks,
Hmm.
as in sacks, but we do pressure the quarterback. And when we got Anzalone back, that kind of solidified that center of our defense. And that's the thing. I think the philosophy to containing Josh Allen, and this is my philosophy or my opinion, is if he does get out of the pocket, one, you want to bother him in. You want to make him step forward in the pocket so that spy or that linebacker can track him. But then
Yes.
also, when he does get outside of the pocket, it's not because he wants to. It's because he has to. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Like getting him outside of the pocket where he's actually running from someone, not
Hmm.
necessarily just getting out of the pocket, looking downfield, comfortable. And that's the
Hmm.
problem that we had in the first game. Do you think that the defensive line and the linebackers will be able to do that against Josh Allen in this game?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I just feel like our front is definitely as good as anybody in the league. Getting to the quarterback, stopping the run stuffers, big guys, beefy guys, getting us out. I mean, we got Roquan Smith. I feel like he's a key factor, very big key factor on the game this week. He has to be able to cover side to side. How fast can Roquan Smith get out there? You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, can he cover? Can he cover those fast receivers going behind him? Can he pick up those deep crosses with Josh Allen rolling out? Can he pick those up and make a play on the outside? So, like I said, we have to keep the pressure on him. Um, but I mean, like I said, our fronts are Van Noy. I mean, he's a beast. He's a beast down there. He does what he needs to do. And we got the other guys too, doing their thing too. So, like I said, this is a full. Everybody's hitting on all cylinders. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's ready to rock and roll. We have to do what we're supposed to do. Marlon Humphreys, Kyle Hamilton, everybody, just a collective. Just play Raven football. That's what we do. Keep them off the field. Don't look past them, and don't think there's gonna be another 35-10 game because I guarantee it's not. It's gonna be tighter than
So when
that.
you saying it ain't gonna be a 35-10 game, do you have a prediction on what the final score may be?
Yes. So I think it may be a 35-27. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, I know some people saying it may be a little lower than that, but I mean, I feel like if we just use our weapons, we do what we're supposed to do. I could see Derrick Henry getting 2 touchdowns, maybe 3. I could see
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson running it in for 1. I can see Bateman catching 1, Mark Andrews catching 1. So it's like, that's what we've been doing. As long as we can put the points on the board, make them play. I know DeMar Hamlin had a hell of a game last week. He had a hell of a game last week.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we can go ahead and kind of do what we're supposed to do, and I think we should be just fine though. We have
Right.
the
So
firepower. Just use it.
yeah, so with that, you said 35-27 or
35,
so?
27. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I know we talked about a little bit about special teams and right now, how do you feel about just how confident are you in Justin Tucker right now? Because I really think it's going to come down to, I think
There we
like I
go.
said, I think that the score will be more 21-24.
Mm-hmm.
Like 28-24, 28-20. Like I think it's going to be more of that type of game,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the weather. They're saying that it's going to be cold at Highmark, but then
Mm-hmm.
also it may be a wind chill factor there too. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of running. I think it'll be passing, but down the field, middle of the field, I think it's going to be a lower scoring game than that. Plus, it's only 1.5. So I'm thinking it's going to come down to last possession, possibly field goal. How
Mm-hmm.
confident are you in Justin Tucker to win that game for you guys?
Got you. So I mean, this year is something that we've never had to deal with. That's automatic. We call him automatic Tuck. He makes everything. He's been a
Hmm.
guy, one of the number one kickers in the league. He's had something he's never dealt with. A slump,
Hmm.
missing kicks. I think we lost one of the games. What game was it? We lost one of the games by 10. He missed 10 points. 10
Oh
points just
yeah.
from him. Not It was a tight game too. We dropped 10 points just because of his missed kicks. So
Right.
that was alarming. But I mean, the last couple weeks, I feel like he's been kind of getting back to his groove and doing all of that. So as long as he stays with it, long as he goes through his routine and don't overthink it, he'll be good. Justin Tucker, that's somebody that we don't worry about. He gonna handle business when business need to be handled. So,
All
uh,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Are you going out? Are you going to tailgate for the game? What you got going on for the game, man? I mean, I like the
No,
format. I like the format
yeah,
the way that, every game is back to back to back. And, you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Of course, like you can sit in, you can go out, you can do your thing. What you got planned, my man?
Yeah, I'm a homebody, bro. So I'm gonna be right here. I might be right there on the bed with that TV and watching it right here on the bed, man. So I'm a homebody, bro. I like to stay inside. I'm not a
Yeah.
cold guy. I don't do the cold at
Well,
all.
I mean, I'm saying I done seen
Yeah,
you play ball. I done seen you run the ball hard. I done seen you do
yeah,
a little couple of high knees, stiff arms,
yeah,
running like Roger Craig out there. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know your mentality on the field. So
yeah, for
you say
sure.
you don't get out there like that no more, huh?
Not at all, bro. That's 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Bad back, look, bad back, bad knees, bad hamstring, bad everything, man.
Don't
So
worry, I'm in the same boat. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? You know what? Like I said,
yeah,
how many? Well, this is a legacy game. I mean, any way you look at it,
yes.
for Lamar because of his history in the playoffs, but Josh Allen too. Same,
Mhm.
same, same scenario. What do you feel like it'll be if, and I'm not saying you will, but if you
Yeah.
guys don't pull this off and make it to the next round, how will that set with you? With Lamar and Kyle Shanahan and all those guys.
I think as a
I
Raven
mean
fan, I
Harbaugh,
feel like,
Kyle Harbaugh.
yeah, yeah,
Huh?
for sure. I feel like as a Raven fan, I feel like this is when we get the most nervous. When it's the must win games, um, tight matchup. Like I said, the Chiefs been handing us those losses the last couple years. Just haven't been able to get over that hump. I feel like for Lamar is you know, it's all or nothing. I feel like it has to be what it has to be. Just go win the Super Bowl. Go get us a Super Bowl. That's this year. We acquired Derrick Henry. He's firing on all cylinders, and we don't know how many more years he can do that. He's getting older.
Mhm.
This is kind of like you gotta make it work now.
Right. So
So
yeah, so I hear you. I mean,
yeah,
I feel like y'all can meet us in the Super Bowl. I'm very confident that the Detroit Lions will get there.
yeah,
And you know what I'm saying? If we meet in the Super Bowl, unfortunately it's our time. So
nah,
would you feel the same if y'all did make it to the Super Bowl and unfortunately
yeah,
y'all fell to the Lions?
yeah, for sure. So when we beat the Lions, man, I can't wait to see that confetti coming down and bringing it back to Baltimore. But like I said, y'all got to make it there first. Y'all
Right,
going
same,
against
same
Jaden
with y'all,
Daniels,
but
man.
but
And Jaden
I
Daniels
feel
might do
like
it
we're a
to
team
you.
of destiny,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
I'm
y'all,
sure you feel the same. And
yeah,
I'm
for
looking
sure.
forward to that type of matchup. We got the Commanders coming up,
Yeah,
and I'm very confident against the Commanders. I know they
yeah,
got Jaden Daniels. I know that they got Eckler. I know they got a pretty strong defense coming for Jared Goff.
yeah,
And I'm going to try to discuss that later on in the week. Well, I mean it's already later in the week, but I'm going to
yeah,
try and get with somebody that's a fan that I spoke with earlier in Falkowski, and see if we can get back online and talk about that. But
yeah.
I do want to thank you for being
Yes,
on
sir.
the show. I
Absolutely.
appreciate you coming on. I appreciate your analysis, and I wish the Baltimore Ravens the best in this upcoming game against Buffalo. And you know what? Where can the people find you at, my man?
I'm on social media, King Zo, KXNGZO, 21. Y'all can follow me there, man. I just be giving, motivational stuff. I'm a family guy, so I just keep it like that. But I try to drop any gems that I can and just be a light for, anybody that I
Mhm.
can and help them get where they need to be in life. So definitely go follow me and I definitely appreciate you having me on, brother. And like I said, man, we'll talk again, man. I'll be back on here for sure after
I'm
this week.
positive you're gonna be
We got a
back
lot to talk
because you know what
about.
I'm saying. I think that we're gonna have a meeting, and then to be
Yeah,
honest with you, when y'all win, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna bring you back on so that we can go ahead and chop it up again
so,
about that, man. You know what I'm saying. I got a little place that I be going or whatever for the games and stuff.
yeah,
So we gonna fall up in there, me and my people. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying. The
yeah,
hot spot gonna fall up in there
yeah.
and really just have a good time. You know what I'm saying. Watch
That's
the
what I'm doing.
game and cheer
Yeah,
for the Lions and you know what I'm saying? I have y'all in my thoughts, man. I have y'all in
there
my
it is.
thoughts, man. So
There
I
it is. Yeah,
appreciate you being on the show, and I'll
yes,
see you
sir.
next time. All right.
Appreciate it, boss. Yep, I'll talk to you.
All right now.
All right,
Hey,
now.
everybody out there. I appreciate everybody for listening. I appreciate everybody that subscribes, likes, and comments. Make sure you always ringing that notification bell so you can get every content or everything that I post and that I drop. I'm always looking for exclusive things to bring to you guys. I'm bringing all the content I can as much as I can. I'm bringing people on to give their perspective. I see you out there and I see what you're looking for. So come back, make sure you're here for the hot spot with Cameron every time I come on. Thank you again. See you next time on the hot spot with Cameron.